Hi everyone, so welcome to this tutorial. This is a very, very special tutorial because it's the first one filmed in our brand new studio. So I hope you like it. It's definitely nice and bright and it just feels nice and clean and it's just been lovely, so it's been really nice. We thought we'd just break in a little bit gentle and make this beautiful David Austin Rose. So we're going to learn quite a few new little techniques in this one. Obviously the big thing is making a waiver paper flower not look like it's actually made from waiver paper. So it's got a really nice cushiony sort of soft feel about it. I'm going to show you a really cool way to condition the petals and how to colour the petals. We've not used any petal dust at all and to get this colour. So it's a really cool way to get that. Then I'm going to show you how to make these little leaves and of course how to wire it up. So come on, let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to be making a David Austin style rose, but we're doing it a little bit easier using waiver paper. So it's a really nice flower to make, a very sort of traditional classic looking English rose. Now the David Austin, I saw a look online, so it's like saying you're making a Paul Bradford cake. Actually a David Austin is just the name of a breed of roses, so there's all different types of roses, but we're just going to call it a general David Austin rose because that's what everyone else seems to be calling it. So I'm going to do two different types of rose, and I'm just really copying the way that people make them from flour paste or gum paste sort of idea. So the wired method, that's the individual one, and then using the ball method, which is a slightly newer technique, but doing it from waiver paper rather than flour paste or gum paste. Now to save a bit of time, because I like to do things quite fast, is I'm going to do them white and I'm going to give them an airbrush to sort of set the colour, and then we'll finish off with a little bit of dusting at the end. You can dust them individually as you're making it, but it's a lot of faff, so I just want to make it all fast. Okay, so just to explain what we've got, I've already pre-cut all the things out. So I've left the cutters because it's quite hard to see, it's white on white. So we've got the different size cutters. These are just rose petal cutters. And I've got a wee template here which I will give to Matthew and he'll create it, so you've got all the sizes to go by, and that's the leaves there. So I've just written down for each rose we need 7, 7, 7, 7, so 7 of the first 4 sizes, and then we need about 26 of the big one, and then we've got about 30 of the leaves, which makes about 15 leaves because we actually double them up to wire them up for that. Okay, so that's what we've got there. The sizes, again I'll measure the size, so I'll put the size on there so you know what size I've actually used for it as well. Now the waiver paper that we're using today is, I've got this big sheet. Now I got this when I was in Australia, and it's actually oil, it's made from olive oil, so it's got a little bit more of it's not as brittle as the one that's made just from water. You can see it's got a bit more of a shine and a bit more flex to it. And there is a lot of companies now, so you just look up the ingredients list when you're going to buy it. The one that I generally use, I won't be able to find it. Oh, here it is here. It's not that bad, but this is the Cool Put one, and it's not, and it feels a bit rougher. And it's still flexy, but it doesn't feel as nice as the oily one. Okay, so that's that. What else we got? So 26 gauge wires. So we're using 26 gauge wire, and if we just cut it in half. I've lost my wire cutter, so I've got these big massive pliers, but we can just use normal scissors to cut the wee thin wires. It's not such a problem. And what we want to do, we'll start off with the hook first. So I'll just hold that against this here just to make sure. So all I want to do is actually hold the end and just twist it around the tweezers, just to create like a big like a hook, but like a curly hook, like a walking stick one that you get, you know, that kind of thing. Don't know what it's called. Anyway, a wee hook a wee rounded thing. So, and that'll become clear later on. So just as if you're making the open hook, but just spin it round again. So if you look here, so there's my open hook, and I'm just spinning it back in itself. And I'm just pressing it like a wee spiral. Now, I apologise about my nails. I've been doing an awful lot of cleaning of old scales that I wanted to have in the background for the set. And I didn't realise when I was cleaning that all the bits were going to all my nails, and I've scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. So I do apologise. It's like coppery bits and stuff. So hopefully it comes out eventually. Right. So once we've got that made there, put them to one side. And I want to bring, I've got a little plate here, and I've got my little, which looks a little bit like whiskey or something in here. This is just water with a little bit of vanilla extract mixed in. So the vanilla went up about 1 inch, and I filled the rest with water. And it just makes it enough stickiness to the water. I was going to do sugar water, so just cast the sugar in a pot with some water, pop it in the microwave until it dissolves, bring it, warm it up a little bit, and then you can scoosh it. But I don't have any sugar in the house. I've got some icing sugar, but I didn't think it would work the same. So, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the vanilla extract because it's got sugar in it, and it's sticky, and it also makes the thing smell nice. It's got a nice vanilla smell coming from it. So maybe the colour's not good, but it doesn't show up because it's just been sprayed on extremely thin to it. Okay, so what we're looking to do is, if we avoid the big one there, so the 4 size, we could have a 5th size maybe, but we can maybe add some on later on, is if you just pick up one of each size. I'm just laying them on this wee green board so you can see them, and you get a bigger green board. I have got loads of green boards, but they're all scratched. I don't want to use them for filming. Okay, so we've got the 3 sizes there, and it's your choice if you want to use the smooth side or the rough side. So that's the rough side, the smooth side. I'm just going to stick to that way. Okay, and all I want to do is get my little squishy. Now I just got these bottles. You get them in the like the pound shop in different places. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. So there, that one was only 75 cent for that one. So really cheap, and they're great little bottles. These are 126 ml squishy bottles. Okay, so perfect. I've got my little plate here because if you just keep on spraying, you'll end up all sticky all over the place. Generally, I would actually do it in the sink, but I don't want to keep turning around all the time. So just get your bottle and then just give it a little spray. Just one spray. And I'm just going to place that down and then spray the next one. There we go. And then, oh, lovely smell. Yeah. There we go. And what happens is the moisture makes it really flexible, and all we do is just go round, and we can just pinch the centre like that. Okay, just so it squeezes together. Perfect. Okay. Now I've got the AC on, and it's blowing right down, and it's drying very, very quickly. So I'm going to have to give it a second scoosh. Yep, there we go. There we go. And then just pop that in. Now, what we're trying to do, if possible, is try not to do what I've just done there. Is have it right back on back. We're looking for a wee bit, let's get a sweet pea. A little bit of height, there we go, as we put it in, okay? And then this one, it's not bad, the top bit is a squish. Okay. At this time I'm going to try, if possible, to not let it sit too far. Okay. That's fine, that looks good. You can see that definitely there's a gap between each bit. And then this one's definitely still flexible, but it could do another wee spray. There you go. Okay, now you can start to manipulate the edges when you've sprayed it, because we don't want it to look too neat, but we're going to go back and look at that. Okay, and then I just want to get this one. Now what I'm going to do is just before, this is curving quite a lot, so I'm going to just trim so it keeps it flat, and that'll make it easier to attach this one on. There we go. Again, I'm trying to just lift it up. There we go, like that. Okay. Now, once we've got that in place, just give it a good press. And what happens is you can definitely see we've got a good gap there between the layers. Yep. And then this is when the wire comes into place. Okay, so if you get I've just got a wee bowl of water here. Pop that in there, just give it a wet. Okay, oops. Lift this up. And then from the very first one, the middle, put it in the middle, push through gently. And then feed it round, pull it down. That's it. And then squeeze. Now, if there's not enough water from the wire, don't be tempted to spray it at the moment because you might just put too much spray on, and then just press. And there we go. And then that just dries, and then that's just got one of the centres there, for one of the middle bits there. Now we need around about 7 of these, okay? So quite a few, just to get it started. So what we want to do is, if you want to get busy, and if you want to make the 7 middles, I'll get the 7 made. Now I've got this one here, I saw no experiment, but I didn't like it. What I did is I got the tweezers. I wanted to make it look a bit more rough on the edges. I got the tweezers and just ripped the edge, but that's not actually how the petals look. So it's a bit of play, but I wasn't that keen on it, so that's going to have to go in the bin, that one. But that gives you the sort of idea. Okay, so what we're doing is, we want to make 7 of these up, and when I come back, we'll move on to then wiring the centre together. So now we want to move on to wiring the centre together. Now, when I'm having a little look, also I meant to say was I overloaded some with water, putting the wire in, and we had sort of flopsy, so I turned them upside down and just hooked them on the mixer over there, and it just kind of helped to straighten them up a little bit. This one's still a bit floppy, so I obviously used way too much water there, so just be conscious of that when you're sticking the wire in. The reason why I'm doing it that way is the way you would do it if you're doing gum paste or flour paste is you'd make a little sausage over the wire, and then you'd wrap it around the wire. But I was just trying to save a bit of time and just speed it up a bit. And it's actually going to be a little bit more wonky, which I think will hopefully in the end will make it look nice. Now, as I'm having a look at some of the pictures I've got a whole array of Emojis. Let's see if I can bring them up. Okay, so this is a prime example, this one here. If I turn it around, I don't know if the cameraman David can see that or not, but you've got all the ruffles going round, and then there's wee ones in the middle. Now I've got a feeling there might be some wee gaps when we wire this up, so we might use some of the little ones, actually increase the number of little ones, and use them to fill the middle, but we'll not wire them. We'll actually, once it's wired up, we'll just kind of fill it in to sort of see how it looks. So there's that one, and then you can see that one, this one's not as much. There's a bit more of a gap. It's actually a bit dark in there. So there's a bit of a darkness in that one. And what was the other one I looked at? See, this one's strange because you can see that one has definitely got a hole in the middle. Yeah. And then if you look at the one below it, it's got the wee ruffles. They're all different. Okay, so we just go with the flow and see what happens. So I've got my florist tape. Okay, just get a wee stretch. Okay, so what I want to do is lift up. Now, for instance, this bit here has got a wee bit of an arch, so I'm actually just going to give that a wee trim, just to get rid of that. There we go. And now you can either use the tweezers. I think the wire's actually strong enough, yeah. And just bend back like that. So if we just do that with them all, actually, bend the wire. And if any bits that feel like they're sticking out too much, we can trim them away. We'll probably get a better idea for it when we're actually putting it together. There you go. I love how they've all dried different shapes, which will hopefully add to the... Oh, I must have put the rough one in there. Oh no, that's the rough one there. I don't know if this one's going to be usable. I made the next one up because this is the 8th one. Alright, so we've got all them down there. I feel like I want to use a central wire to tape them onto, but I think we should be okay. Now, I'm just going to, where the wire bends, I'm going to trim off just so that they all sit flush. Okay. Some are way bigger than others as well. Strange. the way we've folded the paper. Right. Okay, fast. Okay, so if we just get 2 of the petals. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then see if we can get a third one on there. Yep, there we go. So just get them together and then get your tape. It's quite a dark tape actually. Now it might have been better having a half width, but I'm just going to go with that. Okay. Okay, so you can see there we've got the 3 on. And then just work that around. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Now, it's making me think that we might have to make some more. Now, I'm just going to pull them up a bit. There we go. This is the wee dodgy one. Not sure if I'm going to use that one. Oh, I might get away with it. I might get away with it. No, I think it's going to annoy me. Let me just see. I want to see if I can just open these up. No, it doesn't look good at all. So it's way too gapped there, so I'm going to have to make some more up. So I just squeeze them back around, and I was going to fold them up a bit. I think they're just a little bit too open. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, so so it almost looks like I'm halfway, but when you actually add that one in there and that one in there, I feel like I probably could do with just maybe 3 more. I think I might be able to use that one. Yeah, I think I can use that one. Yep, just put that in there. So I need 2 more. Let's just see. Yeah, I think 2 more. So I'll quickly make 2 more, back in a wee jiffy, and then that'll be the centre made, and then we will move on to then adding the petals around the outside. Okay, so so I've got the other 2 made, so let's get them wired in. So I'll just pop that one there, and that one it's moved, but there we go. That all looks good. Give it a good squeeze, then just get your tape up nice and close to the top. There we go. And I'm just going to spin that down just to cover the whole wire, just to get that done. There we go. Oh, David's making funny belly noises. Must be getting hungry. Okay. Right, actually the middle's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, no, that looks alright. Okay, so now what we've got to do is then we've got to think about the gaps in between. So we've got to start adding petals between each one. So if we move over to the sort of bigger ones, because what we're wanting to do is sort of get the gap there sort of filled, okay? So the same thing again, we want to sort of condition the petal. I'm going to just get rid of that. Okay, and just pop that over there. So if we just get the petals, there's a wee bit of pencil at the bottom, but of course that'll get... Okay, so a wee bit of pencil on there, so don't worry about that so much. And all we want to do is just give it a wee spray. And I'm just going to spray quite a few, just to get them soft. I'll do 1 more. And what we're trying to do here is really, we've got to wrap more of these petals around. Now you can see it's definitely gone soft, okay? So if we lift up and we just put it on the back like there, and then just press that in and let it open up like that. It really opens it up and it really starts to fill the gap. Okay, so same thing again. So that one's a little bit dry. There we go. Okay, so just open up, pop it right at the back there. Okay, oops. Oops. There we go. Oh, seems to be dry. I'm going to turn that AC off. The problem is if you squish too much, of course it just goes soggy. So I just need to watch, because what's happening is it's starting to curl around. So I might have to turn the paper around. I don't know why that's doing that so much. Okay. So you see, you're just trying to get that shape there, so it's keeping like that, okay? Yeah, obviously I can't spray that many at a time. Okay. There. Yep. Okay, I'm going to have to fold it first. There we go. That's easier. Okay. Let's give it a wee fold. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Okay. Okay. Squish. That's the temptation to keep on squishing. That's a bad thing to do. Try not to do that. Bad pull. Okay, open up. There we go. Actually, that one's good. There we go, you can see it really looks lovely. Okay, so I'll just continue all the way around, and then we come back, we can finish off putting some of the petals at the back to finish the rose. Okay, so that's the petals all there. Now I've started the big group, this one here, the one that's got 26, is bringing them together. So what I've done is you just grab a few at a time, pair of scissors, and then just cut about a 2 or 3 centimetre slit at the point, and then get a wee paintbrush, not too much water, just run it down the one side, and then just slightly fold it over and pinch. The more folded over, the more cupped it is, so we just want a little bit of a cup, okay? So a little bit of water. Now, the reason I'm trying to do it, I'm trying not to have to wire everything up. So the idea is I'm trying to just attach these to the back to get that cupped effect without having to individually wire it all, so it saves a bit of time. But we might have to wire them up, we'll see how we go on. So what's happened is I've turned the AC off because I think it was actually curling things up too quickly, and it's just the gaps are back. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and force this up to make it a little bit more cupped, because it's too flat, which will hopefully fix some of the gaps. And then we're going to give it a spray, and we're going to scrunch up the edges because it's just looking a little bit too neat and perfect. Okay, so if you get the back and just hold it and just try and just don't be scared, because it's pretty solid. Okay, maybe I say that and I've just went and broke one. It's completely loose. Now, right. That's typical, isn't it? Right, okay, so just be very careful and just try it. There we go. See, that looks like it there when we do that. That's fine. And if there's one that falls behind, just try and bring that up. There we go. That looks good, I think. The sound effects and everything there. Right. These two are fighting with each other, it's not good. Right, okay, so that looks good. Right, and now what we've got is this outer edge here. It needs to be folded in a bit. You can see I've started having a wee play. So just get the spray and just try and spray the edges. Like that. I should have done it over there, I've made the floral. There we go, that's it. And then all I want to do is just go round and just try and open up the edges. And I'm squishing them. You can actually be quite messy with it because we kind of want that squished like that, okay? This is when it's came loose. There's always one naughty one in the group. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. Ah, the whole thing just came off. Cut. Oh my goodness. Right now. I'm going to see if I just spray that. So we can attach that back on. It's obviously been a wee bit loose anyway, that's my excuse. Use that so I can press it against there. Right, oh, it's starting to look like one. Please don't all fall apart on me. Right, so really just pressing these end petals in. There we go. Good, right. Let's see if this one's going to behave now. It should be setting out. Right. Come on, up you come. Oh yeah. There we go. So you can see there, it's definitely like the middle of the David Austin Rose. Okay, so just try and really, it looks a bit rough, but that's actually, it looks all roughly in that. You can definitely see the shape, but you can definitely see all these little ruffles. Now, that's definitely looking good. Yeah, just while it's still drying, I'm just going to keep on cupping them in. Okay. Now I kind of want to leave that upside down for a wee second, just so. Oh, there we go. It's a bit risky putting it above water, but there we go. Right. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to it's completely dry, we can start just sort of getting these petals looking a bit better as well. Now the other thing I was thinking was there's a few wee gaps in the middle. So what I'm just going to, I made enough for the second one, but I'm going to just pinch some. I'm going to just scoosh and just fold that over, the same as what we did before. Just in case you have got some little gaps, we can add them in. So let's just make a few of them up. See that double scoosh? It's just like it's almost like a slight Tourette's where you just want to keep on spraying where your head's telling you not to do it. See? Okay. So, I've only got 4 left anyway, so I was going to make more anyway. There we go, so we'll just make them up. So we've got 4 there. Oops. Okay. Yep, see I've made it, it's went way too soggy. Just one scoosh. Okay, and then what we can do is get these petals, and again, one scoosh. Oh, there we go. Okay, and I'm just going to do a few. Okay, and what we want to do is really just try and get the edges. Let's start with the first one, that's squish, not the last one. And then just, again, just trying to just give them a bit of a ruffle effect, that's it. Just taking the smoothness off. We're going to do it again when it's on the cake, but that's it, like that. So actually just pushing it against your hand seems to be working. Yeah. Okay, just taking that neat away. Okay, I got a bit too excited there. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, so I'll quickly do that with these ones, and then we come back, we can start to add them to the side, to sort of start to give a bit more body. Okay, see you in a jiffy. Right, so you can see here I've got the petals that they're all curling up just nicely. So what we want to do is just pick up the flower again. So a wee thing that I always find hard at the back when you're putting the petals on is that there's not really anything to hold on to for the petals. Now we have to make some bigger ones, which I was hoping not to do, but we'll see. Just try and squeeze it a bit more. So what I want to do is just get a little bit of sugar paste. Now, probably not use as much as that. Okay, so what size is that? It's about an inch in size, okay? Something like that, okay? And then I just want to press down and give it a little cup. And we're going to put this on the back, and it's going to give us a little bit of a bit to hold on to. It's going to help to get that cup effect from the back there. If I just pinch it just now, it makes it easier to attach it at the back. Okay. Okay, so pinch, 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 and then a little bit of water on there. Maybe gum paste might be easier, but I'm hoping sugar paste will be fine. Just maybe a wee bit on the soft side. Okay, now stretch that on up. Good thing is it's going to hold in the shape of the flower at the same time. Okay, so I'm just stretching it up. Maybe just turn it upside down so you can see. Okay, so just stretching it down. There we go. Oh yeah, that's great. So it's really keeping it together there. Okay, so the sugar paste is fine then. You don't have to use because the flower paste is a bit hard to stretch like that. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to move this tray out there. This plate. Pop that in there. Is we want to get these petals, they're just a wee bit curly whirly, a bit too much, but we'll just see how we go on. Spray. Do you know, I've been thinking, I love the colour of that, it's got such a natural colour. So the vanilla has coloured the paper. Can you see that? Look. It gives it a really nice natural feel. Okay, so just a little spray on there, just to open it a wee bit. And what I'm going to do is turn it upside down and give the sugar paste a wee spray as well. There we go. Okay. Right, and then all I want to do is I want to go around, and it might be better to do this upside down. And we want to add these petals. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I should have done more. That was daft. Yeah, now I could do a wee hooky thing. Yeah, I'm going to just put over my mixer. There we go. Right. Okay, so just do a few more. So I'm just kind of stretching them open a wee bit. There we go. Okay, that's plenty. So another 3, 4. Okay, bring that over. And again, I just want to attach them on. I'm just checking. Yep, that looks good. Good. Oh, brilliant. That looks really nice. Great. So I'll just hold that up a wee bit so hopefully we can see it. Yeah, there, look at that. Alright, can you see that, cameraman? Yeah. Okay, so I'll continue I'll finish that one off, and then I'll put the next row on, and then we'll come back and we'll see how it looks, okay? Okay, so let's have a wee look. That's the second layer now on. Turn it around. Oh yeah, really come together quite nicely. So what we want to do now is we don't want to cut the petals, because we kind of want them to, I could put it that way, just slightly more open out to finish it off. So if you just get your flat petal, and then your squish, and then little spray, and all we want to do is the same thing again, so just no cut this time. I'm doing 2 sprays, taking a risk, okay, and we just want to again pick it up and just give it the wee dent again at the sides, okay, and then take that off, and then all we're doing is just placing right, so just this time we're bringing it right out to the edge, like that, and just placing it on, okay? So I should have bashed all those ones first. Fast, fast, fast. Okay, and just pick that up. And I just want to go round right at the top there. Oops, wrong way round. And we're kind of that's what we're looking for. We're looking for them to be peeling back. Okay. So just slightly arch these ones back. There we go, so we turn it around that way, and you're actually seeing them just starting to come out a little bit like that. Okay, so I'll just continue all the way around there, and then we come back, we can just fill any wee gaps with the wee baby ones at the front there, so we're back in a wee jiffy. Okay, so what I've done now is at the back, they're curling over the way, so I've turned them upside down, and I've now added them so they're kind of folding back on themselves. Now to do that, all I've just done is just get a little scoosh on there, and then just get the petal and then just placing it on like that, just so it's really falling back. So when we turn it over like that, not like that, but let it harden first, and then you can see there we can just shape it, and it's really just giving that as if it's really opened up, sort of finish like that. All right, okay, so that's looking good. Okay, so then once we've got the flower made, we then want to move on to making the leaves. So the leaves are really nice and easy. Oh, the wee middly bits, I forgot about the middly bits. Okay, we don't really need them, but so if we wanted to add the little middle bits, just get your paintbrush, and if you see a bit that you're not happy with, there's like a wee bit there. Pop that there, and then get the wee middle bit, and then you can quite literally just pop that in.
Can you show that?
I'll do another one. Just pop it in. So I'm just really just pushing them into the middle. Now they're looking a little bit on this straight side, so of course I'll have to give them a wee spray. There we go, I'm just going to give it a wee, and then maybe get a slightly larger brush, give it a wee damp, and then we can just slightly press down, just to soften them up a wee bit. You can just with my finger there we go. So you do get any wee like a perfect funnel part we'll just take that away. There we go. Okay, that's good. Maybe get more of a bash. That's better. Alright. Good. Okay, so we can pop that in there now actually. It's fine. And I now want to get some more wires. So I was going to use green wires, but I'm going to use white ones. So just grab a bunch of wires. 26 gauge. Again, I'm going to use the scissors. I know it's terrible, but the wire cutters aren't that good actually. Yeah. And I'm just going to give that board a little wipe. Okay, so if we bring over the leaves. Okay, so what we want to do is just give the leaf a scoosh. And you place it down, get the wire, place the wire in the middle, and get the other end, the other side, and just press down. And boom, we've got a leaf like that, nice and easy. So I'll do it again. So, down there, place the wire in the middle. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so I'll just quickly get them all together, and then we come back, we're going to do a wee bit of manipulation just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Okay? Okay, so that's the leaves all made. So we've got a couple of ways you can finish them off. For a really, really realistic look, you can just go around and just give them a little bit of a cut. So it looks like how you would see them. A wee triangle cut all the way around the side like that. So obviously a wee bit of time involved. Or we can use the wee funky scissors. Just finish this one off. So it kind of gives you the wee jaggy edges like that, okay? Or we can do it a little bit faster. And I like things to be faster. Now, I thought I did have a pair of the jaggy ones, but these have got a slight curve to them. But I think it still looks okay. It just gives that jagginess, still gives the jagginess effect. Just taking a little bit off. You get these out of the craft shop, and you can see there, it just finishes the leaf off, and it just takes the plainness away. So just all the way around. Like that, and it's very, very fast. Okay, so I'll just get busy doing this. We're back in a wee jiffy, and we'll then start to wire up the leaves. Okay, so back in a wee jiffy. Right, so what I've done now is, now the leaves have been trimmed, I'm just getting the tool and just a pointy tool like this, the Dresden tool type thing, and just marking lines on the leaves, okay? Now, I've come up with an idea why we've been doing this, because vanilla's gave it such a nice colour. I don't want to lose that, and it has made me think that if you're colouring up to get a really beautiful colour on the flower, you could put your sugar water in. Okay, so remember I was saying use sugar and water, boil it up, let it cool, pop it in there so you get a little bit of stickiness. It'll be clear, a few dabs of the colour, and then, so if you're going for a pink peony, or David Ross, any whatever flower, when you're spraying the colour on, the glue to make it flexible, you're just putting a slight colour on at the same time. So how cool is that? So we're going to give it a little shot, and we're going to try and just spray with vodka, pure vodka, to bring a little bit of pink tone to the flower. David thinks I should be taking a safety shot of the first in case it doesn't work, but I'm confident it'll be fine. So what I want to do, I've got a little bit of airbrush colour, Passion Pink. It's from Sugar Mill, but any one will do. I'm going to pop the colour in there. This is David's favourite vodka, and it's all we've got left, so it's a really cool bottle. So I'll just do this over the sink. Okay, I don't think I did as much as that, but I'll just put that all that in there anyway. Oops, forgot what I was doing. You can still drink it, I suppose, it's just food colouring. Nice pink colour, David. So what I'm going to do is I will do a wee test shot on one of these leaves. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? So let's just move that to there. Let's just see. It's definitely a colour, but I think it could be stronger. It's got a slight, yeah, you can definitely see there's a, but not much. Oh, it's quite scary. Shake. Sorry. Okay, so I was doing that to get through the pump, so let's just give it another wee shot. Now I'm going to ruin, I don't want to ruin lots of leaves, so I just grab a little bit of waver paper. So so vodka evaporates quickly, that's why we're using it. Oh yeah, you can definitely see the pink going on there. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, now actually the 96% alcohol, the really high stuff, are doing better because of course it evaporates almost instantly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down just in case. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a little spray. Yeah, we can definitely see that. Oh, it's beautiful. Just very slight. Okay, so again, just. Wow. Look at that. Last one. There we go. Wow, look. So there we go. So a very blush pink. Look at that, and it just really adds to the body of the flower, and it just really just gives it that. What a great way to colour a flower, and so fast as well. Okay, so that's Fabby Dabby. So just pop that on there. Okay, so in the next lesson, we're going to move on to doing the leaves. So giving her a little curl and then dusting. Okay, so now we're going to move on to curling the leaves. So we'll just get some of the squishy with the vanilla stuff we've been using, and just give a spray once one side and then one on the other side. Okay, so one, there we go, so either side, just because it's double thick. And then all we want to do is give it a couple of seconds, and then you just want to give it a pinch to take the flatness away at the bottom, and you can even give it a wee pinch at the top as well. And then it just gives it a bit more of a natural feel. So a wee pinch, and then up, and a wee pinch at the top as well. And that's it. So now what were the two that I just done? The two there. Okay, so they're a bit wet. So then what I want to do is I'm going to move the flower whale out of the way. Over here. Okay, and what we want to do is give them a little dust. So where's my paint palette gone? I've tidied everything away. Okay, so we've got the paint palette. So we've got some woodland green. Pop that in there. And then a wee bit of a lighter colour. I think these are the same, yeah, apple green. Okay, and then just get a wee powder brushes. Okay, now just watch if there's a little bit on the wet side. It's maybe not so good. And then just want to just give them a a dust. Okay, and a wee bit of the green, just to give it a two-tone effect. There we go. Okay, so something like that. Okay, now I'm just going to lay them on there so I don't get the table dirty anyway. So the same thing again, so just dust. And then a wee bit of the green, just to end of the white bits that you see. Alright, and if you've got a big brush at the end, just to get some of the excess off, you can just give it a brush like that, just so you're getting the bits off. Alright, okay, so again, I'll get busy, back in a jiffy. Okay, so now we're going to move on to wiring up the leaves. So if you think of a rose leaf, it's usually 5s, sometimes 3s that you get them in. So all we want to do is just get some florist tape, and I've got a 20 gauge wire, which is probably a bit extreme for the size, but never mind. And I just want to get right at the top. Sometimes you've got to stretch this paper to get the glue to come out. Okay, on there again. There we go. That's better. Just push that tape right up there. So I'm using half width tape, just so I don't have too much up there. And then just simply get your leaf and then just bend the wire sideways. And then you can see there, we just pop it on like that. And then again, tape. And then that's that side, so then we need one on the opposite side. So it's quite straightforward. Right next to each other. And then the same thing again. So you can do the 2, you can do the 3s or the 5s. Actually, the reason why, well, I knew it anyway, but I've had bad luck with roses in the past, as in growing roses. And it was my birthday recently, and I received 2 rose bushes. And I really don't, the ones I've bought in the past I bought, but when someone's actually bought you one for your special birthday, you don't want to lose them. So I was doing a bit of research, and once a rose is finished, when it's the flower's dead, so deadheading a rose bush, you should always deadhead it back to the first set of 5 leaves. Don't just cut the head off and leave it with the first set of 3 leaves, or you won't get as many flowers. Apart from if you're doing a climbing rose bush, which you can just leave, but there you go. So if you want to get more rose flowers, always cut it back to the first set of 5 and cut it at an angle. There you go. Their fresh flower advice as well. So just give it a little bit of a twist, and you can see that looks nice. So I'm leaving it on the big long stem, because I'm going to put it on, I think I'm going to use one of the vases behind. So what I'll do is just off camera, I'll just quickly finish these ones here, and then we'll back in a wee jiffy, and we'll put it together. Okay, let's bring the flower and the leaves all together and make a nice little stem. Now what we want to do, I've got 2 18 gauge wires here, just so it's a bit stronger, and so we've got the height in the vase. Okay, so I've got my full width green tape. I'm going to lift this up. Now of course if you want, you could do the old calyx underneath, just some little strands coming out, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, and then just all the way down. And that should. I'm going to use one of the blue vases behind, and they're all quite tall. In fact, the one I'm going to use has got the narrowest neck, but it's one of the taller ones, but it's the better one to use. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so I just want to give it a little kink now. Let's just see what side we think it should. Well, gravity would make you think it's that way because there's more opening up that way, so we kind of want to have it sort of like that. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to just pop that in there for a second. So I'm going to fall over. I'm just going to increase the. Actually, do I need to? Yeah. So I'm going to have one that's slightly higher, which I'll put on first, and then the other ones. I feel that looks quite thin. It should be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to put a thicker wire on there. Doesn't look right because it should be thicker at the top now, but that definitely looks better. I think that should do it. Okay, so what I want to do is just get the tweezers. I want to kind of bend it back. Oh, please don't have broke. Please don't. Because I'm not very spare. No, it was just a wire, thankfully. Yeah, it's a bit too dramatic. Right, now. Oh my goodness. Mind you, it's not flour paste, it's not gum paste. It's not quite as scary. I think there. Yep, like that. That looks fine. Okay, so I'm just going to bend that back so I can attach that one. Okay. That's fine. And then, so we've got I broke one and I lost one, so we're a little bit short. Again, I just want to be careful this time. And the back a little bit. Let's just see. So maybe a bit there. Maybe a little bit higher. Yep, that's fine. Again, just over there, and just spin that around. Now, there's a wee trick to get rid of the lines. I think it was Robert Haynes that I saw doing that. If you get the back of a knife, you can actually just, if you do that, it just blends it all together and you can't see the lines from the tape. But we're not doing a realistic-y thing, so it doesn't matter so much. Okay, and I'm thinking just a stem kind of coming off at the side there. Something like that. Okay. Maybe a bit further down actually. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. A bit there. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So now we just want to tape all this together. And hopefully it will actually sit in the vase. Oh, get there. We've actually got a new light shade. It's got a similar feel to it, hasn't it? There you go. Perfecto. So move all the junk away. Okay, so I want to have a little look at it. So just want to. It's one of these things filming a tutorial. I'd love to have made lots of these just to get the, you know, a big spray of them. But there's no point when it's just doing a single tutorial. So there we go. So that's the David Austin Rose made. Very, very blush. could have done maybe a bit darker, but I actually really like the simplicity of it. Now, of course, I said about the CakeFlix, if you want to do the CakeFlix. So if we bring, I think it is this one. I've got really dirty hands, so I don't really want to hold it. It's probably not the best colour, I don't know, maybe it is. So let's see if we can get that to... I wonder if I just turn this up. Look at that. You can tell I don't normally put flowers in a vase. How's that? That looks alright. There we go. So there we go. So one wave of paper David Austin Rose. So to give you some other ideas for this, obviously one thing that comes to mind is a wedding cake. So of course it doesn't take that long to make these roses, so it's really, really good. These beautiful big roses. So of course you can have your big wedding cake with a cascade of the wave paper flowers coming down. So it's really nice. A really cool way, as you saw how to colour it, just getting a little bottle and then just a little swoosh of pink has just totally just gave it a very, very blush feel. So I'm definitely going to be bringing that technique in more and more, when especially when I'm doing wave paper flowers. Now I wouldn't maybe be so keen to use it on gum paste. If you were going to try that on the gum paste, I would definitely you'd have to use the very high percentage, the 96% alcohol, just so as soon as it hits the paste it evaporates. Yeah, and obviously another thing you could do a spray like this, but maybe have maybe another large rose somewhere here, and then maybe like a bud, just like the rule of threes would look quite nice for that as well. And of course this would be really nice just to lay on top of a cake. So if it was just like a 8 or 10 inch round cake for an anniversary, somebody who loves flowers, having that just lay on top with the little message, of course, that means you can keep it for after as well, which looks really nice. And of course, David Austin roses are very in vogue. Everyone seems to be talking about them, not just in sugarcraft. You see it a lot in other crafts around the world and all different things, as well as obviously gardens. So very, very good flower to learn how to make. And because it is so popular, it's really good to learn how to make one really fast. And still looks really pretty as well. Now, if you want to go for a much darker colour on rose, I would probably recommend dusting the petals before you construct it. So shape them first with a scoosh. And the same as the way we dusted the leaves, just dusted the deep red, so the purple is whatever colour it is, and then another wee scoosh and stick it on to bring the rose together. Or you can airbrush it with a very light mist of airbrush colour to darken it down as well. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed watching the tutorial, and I shall see you again soon. Bye! Hi Pro members, this is a kind of different one for me, because obviously I've normally got a cake with flowers on it, so just to do a bit more detailed flower is a little bit more unusual, but really good. The good thing about it is from a pro stroke businessy person who's want to make money stuff from making cakes, it's a really fast way to get a really nice flower. I've been using wave paper for a long time. It's been around in trend for quite a while now as well, so I wasn't keen to do too much more wave paper, but I just think it's just lovely, even just the shape of it from the back. And it doesn't look like wave paper. It's very scrunched up, and it has got quite a realistic feel to it. So cost ingredients for this one is just so cheap, because like the wave paper, for the wave paper and the wires, it's probably not costing any more than £5, not even that, £5. But when you see it finished, if you were to put it on the cake, you could pay anything up to £30 or £40 for this, because it's just such a beautiful flower. So it's a very, very difficult one. So just have a think about that, and obviously down to the time. So if you're doing a big wedding cake, just make sure you've got a big production line. An even quicker way to do it is, because I hand cut out all the petals out, is get these paper punches, so you can just punch them out, get all different sizes, and it's just such I'm actually quite surprised at how well it's turned out. Just really going for that scrunchy feel to it. It's almost like those sponges you get. That's the way I was kind of manipulating it, which has obviously given me a really good result there. And then really cool with the squishy bottle. I want to try it on a gum paste flower next to see if it actually works. I don't think it will, but it needs to be 96% alcohol, so it might, you never know. Just a wee quick quiz might just be enough just to give it that nice wee glow, which is this one has got here. Now, of course, the really nice thing about this one is because they're just that little bit blush colour. The one thing, actually I'll talk about that first, is obviously you could have a very plain wedding cake and then just have these roses just cascading down the front, or just at the top with some little leaves. That's all it takes to get a really nice designer cake. The one thing, negative feedback from my point of view, is the leaves. I think the leaves could be a little bit more detailed. So if I'd got a little paintbrush, a 0 or 00, and just painted a few lines just to bring the leaves to a little bit more realistic, and then give them a little spray with some glaze, just to make it a little bit more shiny and glossy, I think it would have completed the package. So that's maybe something to think about when you come to make if you come to make something similar to this. So yeah, really enjoyed making it. I really want to make some more, because I think a big spray would be really nice. But that's up to you. I've shown you how to do this wee one here. It's been great making it in the new studio. It's just lovely and nice and light and fresh. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this one, and hopefully lots and lots more to come in the future. See you later. Bye.